The mic is on again. The conversations are louder. Welcome to Isaywhatilike Podcast, where we go beyond headlines and opinion to unpack conversations in shaping our society. I am your host, Eniola on the beats. It's good to be back. I feel super excited. I know we just went off, no notice, but it's been a moment of, reflection and, looking deep into our creativity and all of that. So I'm going to be saying Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and Happy Valentine. I hope you went out with your loved ones. And in case you didn't go with your loved one, we will still have, other days in the year to celebrate. Yes, so welcome to this amazing new season of I Say What I Like. And it's a really special one for you and me because the conversation is growing. It is a new season, new energy, new vibe, spicy conversations, as it is hot, so is the conversation. Yes, today we are going to be officially introducing our new co-host for this season. Today with me, I have someone very special. In fact, we have shared the mic together some years ago in one city behind the camera. And it is sweet to say we are now in Las Gidi City, sharing the mic together.
Come on.
Guys, I bring to you Ime Oluwa.
Come on.
It's
Come
nice to have
on.
you here.
I mean, who would have thought that 4 years later,
Right?
we'll be sitting here, sharing the mic again. Life is like water. It all just flows. And that's why it's very important. You're very careful and very deliberate with your relationship. I remember when the first time I walked into the studio and I saw you, I was like, who be this one now? Who be this one when they don't just bring come studio?
God, I beg you.
Who be this one? And from there we clicked. I like in English she said, I'm from Lagos. I'm like, oh my god, me I'm from Lagos though. Yeah, let's share And we clicked, and from there, I'm very, very sure if the people from that state see us now together,
Everybody will be surprised.
sure, like, how did these guys keep up? But it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Yeah, and it's good to be live here on I Say What I Like.
I'm really honored to have you here. And by the way, why are you twinning with me? Because I was doing my makeup, Ime walked into the makeup room and I saw him on black, bro.
So I don't know why you decided to wear black.
I wore black before you.
How do you know that you wore before me?
Because I already had this in mind months ago. That when we're starting the season, I'm starting the season with the black.
I think that for us to twin, I think it shows that it's gonna be a very sweet season then. So the energy and all of it, we're bringing it on board.
Yeah. That's right. Right. So guys, you heard from the horse's mouth. Energy, Ime Oluwa, soft guy. In case you're looking for, I don't know yet. Sure.
I was going to reply you in your introductory message and welcoming everyone back.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, was there no way you could just avoid talking about those that are single that didn't have any Valentine? Because it looks like all these married people, they always have a way of shading people that are single. But it's okay. While I've all no get partner, it's okay.
Yes, while I've all no get partner. Maybe at the end of the season, you might probably find partner. Team, come on.
Well, let's see what the season holds.
Okay. Okay, guys. So today we are diving into a conversation that affects everyone, but people do not really often realize. Today we are going to be talking about tax and the evolving tax reform, especially something that has to do with the creative sector.
Community, yeah.
Yes, because everyone right now is a content creator.
Everyone is with a camera.
Yeah.
Everyone is with a phone, and they're all here and there creating content. And the truth is, since the emergence of the new tax reforms, everyone has been talking about tax. And I think it's very imperative that we look at, we the content creators, do we have to pay tax? Are we going to pay tax? Can't I just sit in my house? And after all, I'm not buying. Can't I just sit in my house and just do what
I want to do?
Do I need to pay tax? But I mean,
it's government coming for me.
Why? Well, after all, I'm buying data is after my life.
My life already.
So
yeah.
that's alone, it's taxable. I mean, so I think it's something we need to ask the people that are, in that sector. I mean, do we really need to pay tax? Is it important? What's the tax reforms? What is it all about? I noticed that Nigerians do not really have full details about certain information. We usually have just surface information, and then we're done and we just run with it. So it's very important that we have full detailed information about this tax reform so that we know where to. So that once someone will not just walk up to me and like, yeah, content creator, you've not been paying. I know what to reply to you when you come to me for that.
Yeah. And it's actually funny how in Nigeria we have over tens of millions of people making use of social media.
Yeah.
And currently the creator economy is said to be estimated like it's worth about $100 billion.
Yeah.
This space is really growing. Everybody is actually a content creator, a YouTuber, a streamer, digital marketer, affiliate marketing, digital creator, and so on. It goes on like that. But the real question is, as the space is growing, are we going to pay tax? Like, what does the tax has to do with us, the content creator? Because we earn a lot of money online. You see people through adverts, sponsorship, and so on. But today we have somebody joining us today to, give us that amazing spice we need to know about the tax as content creator. I think Emiolowa should take it up from there. Introduce this guest.
All right. So we said earlier that we need to bring someone who has authority when it comes to tax conversation. Someone who knows, probably studied about this, and they know their I's and knows where to cross the T's, so that we will not be in what's the word now? We'll not be lost in the conversation. So we went because we are very intentional about our viewers. We are deliberate. This particular season, we are giving you content or nothing.
Yes, so.
Yeah. So we went ahead and we decided to bring someone very, very important. Should we do drum rolls?
Yes, drum rolls.
It's not all the way from Abagana or all the way from Ariaya. It's all the way from here. So please, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce our guest. His name is Mr. Adeleye. Good to have you, sir.
Good to have you.
So Mr. Adeleye is a seasoned tax analyst with over 10 years professional experience in tax practice. For 10 years, he's been doing tax practice. At this point, it's possible that he asked me if I've paid my tax.
Honestly.
So he has developed expertise across multiple sectors, including financial services, consumer and industrial product, and energy sector. And over the course of his career, he has advised both domestic and international clients on a wide range of tax matters. So, we are privileged to have him here. He is a graduate of economics from Ajayi Crowther University, Oyo State, and he is also a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN. So, please, drum rolls, everyone. Welcome to the set, Mr. Adeleye. Good to have you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's good to be here.
It's an honor.
It's an honor. Yeah, you are our first guest on this season.
It's a privilege.
It's a privilege. And coming on the season that we are talking about tax, can you give us a tax waiver on this show?
You have to pay tax.
I have to pay tax. Good to have you.
Yeah, same here.
I know before we get into the nitty-gritty of this conversation, how was it finding your way down to the studio here?
Yeah, it was easy. It was smooth.
Okay.
And I saw some people actually ready to pay their tax. So hopefully on getting
you have a specialized for see people ready to pay tax.
Okay. And that's the joy of awareness,
Okay.
It gives me joy when people are aware and they actually know what to do.
Okay.
And I'm also happy that, upon entering these premises, I didn't see any notice from the LRA saying, "Oh, you are not compliant." So it means at one way or the other, this studio, you guys are actually compliant, and and I trust that we try to do what's right.
You see what I was talking about? While we were using our eyes to look at the aesthetics of this place, they are using their eyes to find tax. Whatever you focus is what you'll find. So I
Honestly.
mean, let's dive into the conversation. There's been a whole lot of noise. There's been a lot of conversations around the new tax reform that was brought about last year. And the truth is, at some point, I started asking myself, were we not paying tax in this country? Is it that
Honestly.
people are not paying tax? I mean, why is there so much noise about the new tax reform? So, as a tax expert, sir, I just wanted to give us, probably a summary of what the whole new tax reform and policy is all about. What does it entail? How necessary is it? What makes it different from the previous one that has been in place?
Yeah, so thank you so much. So most of our taxes, when they were enacted long time ago.
Okay.
And, digitalization, economy is growing, and also there's that need for us to bridge that gap. And the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in June 26, 2025, actually signed those 4 acts into law. So it means they became effective. And effective of January 2026, the law has started. And if we check the essence of the law, is to actually harmonize some taxes. Previously we had several tax acts. Now the question is, I want to be compliant.
Yeah.
I don't know which of the tax act I need to go and read. But now we have 4 tax acts. We have the Nigerian Tax Act. We have the Nigerian Revenue Service Act. We have the Nigerian Tax Administration Act. And we have the Joint Revenue Establishment Act. So now you ask me, okay, these 4 acts now, how are we going to go about these 4 acts? So when things come to your mind around what tax will be collected, that's the Nigerian Tax Act. So you want to know what tax will be collected, just go to the Nigerian Tax Act. You would see all the information there. Who should collect those tax? You go to the Nigerian Revenue Service Act. How we should pay this tax is the Tax Administration Act, and the right to taxpayers, how they can actually, dispute these taxes, alleged taxes, that's where you can actually find all this. And, the essence of this tax is to actually increase the tax GDP ratio. As an economist, looking at our current situation in Nigeria, we actually depend more on oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if we look at the GDP ratio, is just a digit, barely struggling to reach 9. So now the question is, how can we then bridge this gap to ensure that we are not only relying on crude oil? And the essence of this is to actually harmonize taxes, allow people that earn more, right, to pay the taxes. And most people, when this tax act came into place, everybody was just having different thoughts. Will I pay more? Yeah, but low income earners, if you are earning 800,000 annually,
We don't need to pay
you're not
tax.
going to pay tax.
800,000 annually.
Yeah, no monthly.
Where do you fall? Which category? Which category do you fall under?
Oh, less than the 800K
Sure.
annually. I follow.
Annually,
I don't pay tax.
800,000 annually. That means for the whole year.
Yeah.
We can't divide that.
800K.
800 is okay. Is okay.
How do you find job?
Now you've actually, you've done justice to that. Now, you just mentioned that there are different, that this 4 acts has what tax to pay, where to pay them, and all of it. Now, I think I do not want to drag the government, and you made mention that the essence why this new tax reform is in place is because we want to diversify our source of income. So have the previous tax we've been paying before, has it not been effective? Has it not yielded a lot of income already for Nigeria? Yes, we are trying to shift our focus from the oil sector. We want to focus on tax.
Yeah.
The previous ones we've been paying, and you mentioned that a lot of people are earning more. If you look at the calculation, the population of people, there are lots of Nigerians that their take home doesn't even take them out of the office. It doesn't even take them from their office. So do you think that as an analyst and as an expert, do you think it is really, really imperative for us to implement this time and now with the current economic situation and all that?
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's actually necessary.
Okay.
It's actually necessary. Just like you have rightly mentioned, most people feel because they don't see, social amenities that is, being done.
Yes.
Why should I
pay tax?
my tax?
Yeah.
And what I want us to have at the back of our mind is that, yes, those taxes you've been paying, right? I can tell you categorically that is actually being used. But the question we now need to ask ourselves is that people, are they paying the right tax? So if I want to ask myself a particular question, I will ask, okay, yes, I'm paying XYZ amount. Am I paying the right amount? So if you are not paying the right amount, it means the resources government needs to actually do more. They can't do more because people are not paying the right tax. And that's why this tax reform came into act. It makes it more simpler, and it actually bridge gaps that is in the existing tax laws.
In other words, you pay the right amount to the right places.
Exactly, absolutely.
All right. So now let's move into the creator economy. Like we said earlier, that everybody is now a content. Even my mom, she's a content. You need to see my mom on TikTok. Jeez.
Have you seen baby boomers these days? Have you seen them?
All right. So one of the area really growing fast in Nigeria is the creator economy. We have influencers, podcaster, like I listed them, digital creator, and so on. A lot of people in this area don't necessarily see themselves, or we necessarily don't see ourselves as running a business. From a tax perspective, how are these creators, how are we being classified?
Yeah, okay. Brilliant question. So in answering that, first is you need to ask yourself, as an individual, the law says that all taxable persons, as long as you earn income, you are taxable. So as an individual, you ask yourself, a content creator, podcast and all sorts. As an individual, are you liable to income tax? And as a content creator, do you own a business space?
Okay.
If you own a business space, it means you have registered your business with the Corporate Affairs Commission. Now we have two categories of registration. We have the business name and we have the limited liability company. So now the question is, what category can we put content creator? So if you don't have a registered business, you are seen as an individual.
All right.
So you are liable to personal income tax. If you
That's
own
the PA.
Yeah. Right. So if you own a business, if that business is a business name, is not limited, right? It's not limited by shares. Is enterprise, is ventures, all these still falls under the personal income tax. Then when you now get to registered companies, so they are limited by shares, that's the limited liability companies. Those ones, the taxes they pay is different from a business name. Those ones are actually governed by the company's income tax. Now, the question we now need to ask ourselves again is, should I actually set up a business name if I'm operating as an individual? Do I need to register a limited liability company? But there are several factors you need to consider. First, you need to ask yourself, what scale do I want to operate? Okay, who are the people I'm rendering service to? Okay. Right, this is Nigeria. There are some jobs that you will get if you are not a limited liability company in quotes. Those jobs will not come. And why is because I can say authoritatively, because a business name is same as the individual.
Okay.
All right.
But a limited liability company, just the way you are married, right?
Yeah.
So he may understand this, you understand this gist, but he might not, right? So
why does that have to come into this place now?
So before your husband, before he removed that veil, he definitely knows you're the one. So that veil, we can bring it into play into the limited liability company. So it means you as a person, before he lifted that veil, you were different. So the moment that veil is taken off, so the owner of the business is different from the company. So it means that I can sue a company, right? And I'm not suing the director.
Yeah.
But if you are registered as a business name, and I have a business name, Adeleye Enterprise, I'm the owner, it's me they will sue.
They sue,
But a limited liability company, you have board of directors because it's limited by shares. You have your certain shares, so they can't sue you. They rather sue the company and you guys, settle up.
Did you get that just?
I know.
So I want to, just because you said as a content creator, we are more of individuals right now. It's now, begs the question, how will the government know that I am taxable? Because, in the time past, before these reforms came around, most Nigerians would just stay. Most people, I know people that are their job is stream. They are streamers. They just stay in their house.
Yeah.
And so, how would government know that I'm a content creator, and how would they have access to getting tax from me?
Yeah, the world is not digitalized,
Okay.
right? So government have access to your bank, right? But not that they can take funds from it.
Okay.
And there's a provision of the tax law that says that, government should actually notify each transactions 25 billion thereabout, So once the banks actually triggers the NRS, pardon me, Nigerian Revenue Service.
Yeah.
Once they trigger the NRS, they can get certain information. But in all honesty, you do transaction with other people.
Yeah.
So for example, you are doing transaction with me.
Yeah.
Because I'm a corporate or I'm a responsible citizen, I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're not doing the right thing. So the moment I make some information, the question will be, okay, where am I getting that income from? Or am I making payment? So, right, if I'm making payment to you as a content creator to do some gigs for me, right, that expense in my own books, I can treat it as an allowable expense. So there's something we call allowable expense and non-allowable expense.
All right.
So for that now, I will be submitting your invoice because you'll have issued an invoice to me, and I will make payments. So when the authorities come to check my books, they will see that, so and so person is earning this, and this person is in a tax net. So there's something we call tax net, the way the fishermen has net. So are you in the tax net? If you're not in the tax net, it means
for you.
Peter, right? In the Bible, we
come and look for you and fish you out.
Yeah, fish you out. So meaning you have to just be in the tax net. So there are several things that the government can use to actually track people that are not.
So it's not like the government is coming to my bank and take my money, because a lot of that, like that was what was playing around the internet earlier this year. Oh, I heard one man in the market. Government, I'm no bank.
Put your description.
And again, just to throw more light into that, you are paying tax on your profits.
Okay.
So if I pay you money now for rendering a service to me, that is your income. It is not your profit. Because there's a difference between income and profit. In arriving at your profit, you'll have backed out some expenses.
Okay.
A typical accounting, right? So I make income, or I got income from ABC. I carry that. So coming here now, I definitely incurred some expense. Right? I'm not saying you're paying me for that.
So I also want to ask this for a response, because we are trying to be responsible Nigerians now. We are trying to play. We are playing our own part now. We are playing our own part so that in the long run, government will not say some people or certain people are defaulters. We are trying to be, and that's why we are giving this information out there, that for a content creator, that probably. I mean, you cannot say there could be a level of compromise that sometimes you can't even catch me in the net. So as a responsible content creator, how do I approach, what steps do I need to take to, make sure that I become taxable? And I think we're still going to go there. What steps do I need to take? You say I'm going to pay a profit. How many percent of my profit am I paying as tax in the process? Because this is me willing to obliged to civic responsibility, which is paying my tax. So how do I approach? What step do I need to take? Where do I need to visit? How do I need to document so that in the long run, probably I have a huge stuff. I won't get caught in the net of, the tax collectors.
Yeah, excellently. That's the job of every tax consultant,
Yeah.
When you're, what's the right word now? When your client is actually doing the right thing, it makes your work easy.
Yeah.
So the first thing is for you to get a tax ID.
Okay.
So a tax ID is a unique ID. Just the way you have your BVN is different from our BVN, is different from mine.
Okay.
So if you have a tax ID, tax ID, whatsoever payment you make on your account goes into that portal, goes into the tax ID.
Okay.
So you register and obtain your tax ID. So if you're operating as an individual, you ask yourself, where are you resident? Because you are paying tax in where you're resident. So if you're resident in Lagos State, you need to obtain, tax ID that the LRS can actually link to their portal. If you reside in Ogun State, you have to go to the Ogun State Internal States Revenue Services.
Service.
Right? But if you're a limited liability company, you have to go to the nearest tax office, as a Nigerian Revenue Service Office,
yeah.
right? So actually get a tax ID. Currently, they are using the tax identification number, TIN.
Okay.
Yeah, so you need to do that. Then the second step is to ensure that you have a proper record keeping. So as you earn income on a monthly basis, have a journal, right?
Okay.
Have a journal, track your income. Have a journal, track your expenses. So by so doing, you arrive at your profit. Now the question is, okay, how will my profit then be taxed?
I think before you get to that point, because you're at this point having journaling everything, bookkeeping, and all of it. I'm a content creator. I am spending as they come, as
yeah.
they come and they spend them. So are you trying to tell me that? I mean, sometimes as this money comes in, something I could stream and a particular amount comes in, and so am I supposed to be making bookkeeping every amount that comes? Sometimes am I supposed to be bookkeeping every amount that comes from the content creator? Probably I'm going to do a shoot and somebody pay, or I'm streaming, or probably do I need to take stock of that? Because it's giving like I'm running a business now, whereby I need to keep what comes in and what goes out. Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's it. So all sources of income, either income from content creating, streaming, podcasts, all sorts. So you have to bring all this income together.
All right.
Right. As long as you are the individual doing it. So if it's a business name, as long as those income comes to that business account,
Wow.
right, you need to itemize those incomes. As a business name, you have running expenses,
Definitely,
fuel, repairs and maintenance, all those are expenses which you then back out from your income, But I had mentioned earlier, there's a difference between allowable and non-allowable. So that's something that will be discussed outside of this forum, But to summarize, allowable means something that in law you can use to reduce your income.
Okay.
Then non-allowable, which is disallowable expenses that you can't. So a typical example is, as I'm coming here now, if I have a business, I pass through the payout lane and I pay fines. What the government will ask, are you meant to pass there before? So definitely, I will have paid for it. Paid last month, they will have issued me ticket. So that expense now in my own account has reduced my income. But ideally, it's not liable. Yeah. So that's just paint a scenario.
All
right. So let's before we round up the show, let's quickly go on with let's clear some of the myths about this old tax, because a lot of people try at the end of the day get the old tax thing wrongly. So the first one here is, if I don't own a business, I do not have to pay tax.
Yeah, I mean, there's that.
The provisions of the tax act says that all taxable income.
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah. So as long as you make income or you earn income, I think earn is the right. So as long as you earn income, you are taxable.
Right.
So it's not left for you to not do your calculation to see if, as an individual, a self-employed person, if your total, profit for that year is less than 800,000, which will be at the rate of 0%. So the personal income tax is based on a graduating scale from 0 to 15 up to like 25. So the more you earn, the more taxes you pay.
So there's another one also, because that was the one I think me and my auntie were arguing over. I live abroad.
Exactly.
I no go pay tax.
Yeah.
So please shut.
After I mean,
yeah. So for probably, if I want to attempt that question, I'll paint two scenarios because your question is not that clear. So let's say, for example, now you live abroad, but you have economic benefits in Nigeria. You have family ties, you have children, your husband is in Nigeria, and you are earning income. So you have a property, a rental property. But you are based outside the country. As long as you generate income from Nigeria, that income is generated from Nigeria.
You are
going to tax in Nigeria, even though you are not living in Nigeria.
Okay.
You are not spending that money in Nigeria, but because that money originated from Nigeria, so you are expected to pay tax in Nigeria. So there's something we call your global income. So in arriving at your taxes for that FY financial year, they aggregate all your income, your global income. it's very possible that in abroad, you actually paid some taxes. And if Nigeria wants to make deduction from those tax, you need to bring in evidence that you've actually suffered tax.
All right.
Oh,
You know, in the UK, for example, or in the US, and once you bring in that evidence, the government look at it and they say, okay, yes, genuinely, you've actually paid tax in that place. Then, they use it in reducing your tax that you're going to pay in Nigeria. So they just bring in the aggregated income, bring in what you've paid before as tax, and see if you have any further exposure. If you have any further exposure, you pay those exposure. And
So there's another one. Paying VAT means I do not have to pay tax. Because I went to the restaurant. Oh God, how on earth do I have every scenario for each question?
I mean,
I went to the restaurant the other day, and I think after we finished eating, there was a lady beside us. We had to pay the VAT on it, and he was like, "Rara, I cannot pay such.
Oh,
the government are already taxing me." So that's what brings about this question. I pay VAT already. I do
you're
not.
paying tax, or you're still paying.
I do not need to pay tax.
yeah, so VAT is value added tax.
Yeah.
And we have types of tax, right? We have personal income tax, we have withholding tax, we have capital gains tax, So VAT is not your entire tax. It's a tax. So VAT is value added tax is borne by the final consumer. Yeah, BURN is borne by the final consumer. So you are consuming that product, you are the one that's actually suffering or bearing that tax. So that VAT is actually increasing what you are going to pay for. So someone like me, right, that I eat in Mama Put, for example,
You don't need to pay tax.
I don't need to pay tax. So it means you are earning well for you to actually go to such place. So
go to sophisticated
why not
restaurants.
and pay the VAT. Someone like me that
Someone like you.
I want to be like you.
The shade in this room. The shade in this.
I go to Mama Put, and just to add some content, VAT, which is value added tax, the new tax law says that certain items are zero rated.
Okay.
So zero rated means there's VAT, but it's at the rate of 0%. So the difference between zero rated and exempt. Okay. So when something is exempt, you can't claim back or you cannot recover that VAT that you've actually borne.
Okay.
Right? So for example now, basic food items, they're actually zero rated.
Okay.
Well, because basic food item that is being sold or that is being worked on by a restaurant, processed, they've done some other things, Bottled water, for example, is a basic food item. If you buy water in traffic, you won't pay. But if you go to a hotel, I think I saw you in a hotel.
Cool.
So you would pay VAT on that.
It means you.
So it means that a hotel is giving you additional comforts, there's AC, they're serving you in a special way,
I need to
they're
pay
bringing,
for that.
so all those things are actually
always buy water and stay my house
into that, yeah.
Okay, so I think before we actually round up, the next question I want to ask is, I'm in Nigeria, I'm a content creator, I'm probably working for one of these organizations outside the country, or probably I'm getting my source of income from my international organizations outside the country. How would I pay tax? How would I get taxed for my income outside the country?
So in all honesty, the way I like to address such question is, let me just bring it down. So either you're a Christian or you're a Muslim.
Okay, we don't enter.
Does that
We don't enter? We don't enter another
everyone
way.
in this country is a Muslim or a Christian?
So
I'm a traditional worshiper.
You have a church that that you are drawing strength from. Or you're a Muslim,
there's a mosque that you're drawing
strength from. So it's not necessarily you are giving back. The idea thing is for you to give back to that, So Nigeria now has given you that platform. So you are in Nigeria, you are comfortable in Nigeria. Nigeria is your place of abode.
Yeah.
You are resident in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So it means any income that you earn outside Nigeria, you are bringing that income to Nigeria. Okay. So if that income is not brought to Nigeria, there's no problem.
Okay.
So you are working for clients outside the country, and when they pay you, you tell them, no, don't pay me.
When I get there, when I come there,
When I come there,
you
you will pay me. And when you not get there, they pay you.
You're not
Collect the tax. So it's as simple as that. But because you are resident in Nigeria, that income is generated from Nigeria. You are performing that service from Nigeria.
Using our lighter network.
Yeah, so it means that those tax you pay those tax in Nigeria. So there are some organizations that before they pay you, they deduct some element of tax.
Okay.
So you now need to ask them, can you give me a breakdown? So a typical example is maybe a pay slip or something that you will see. So when you see that, they are deducting certain taxes, it's not an issue.
Okay.
So ask them for the evidence of that remittance, because as they've deducted, it's expected that they should remit, because there's a difference between deducting and not remitting. So once they've remitted, you collect that evidence, and it's called unilateral tax credit. So cumulatively, all the taxes you've suffered outside Nigeria is, let's say, 1 million. Your tax exposure in Nigeria is 5 million.
Yeah.
So you use the 1 million to deduct 5 million, you are left with 4 million. Then you pay tax on that 4 million.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can get a relief.
At this point, is at my discretion. It's not like the government are coming for me at my discretion.
So it's not really at your discretion.
Because at the beginning you said all of us are either Christian or Muslim, because it's pointing like this is based on your conscience now, right? So at this point, that means I still need to go through that first process of going into getting what is it called, a tax ID, and then register and get taxed, right?
Yeah. So another thing I will actually want to throw out there is that there's this saying in tax that ignorance is not an excuse.
Oh, it's also in tax?
Yeah. So ignorance is not an excuse. So it's in tax, penalty wise.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
So, you won't see that phrase in the tax act.
Yeah.
But the way you can see that phrase in the tax act is a penalty.
Okay.
So it's clear that you ought to, register and get your tax ID. It's clear that if you earn income, you are taxable.
Yeah.
So if you don't know these things, the penalties are very stringent. So it's better for you to do the right thing at the right time, because if you feel they won't come for you now, definitely they will come for you. And when they come for you,
you will pay
those penalties, imagine. And there's something the tax law have introduced now, it's called cumulative. If we are mathematicians or statisticians, right, cumulative is massive. It means it's cumulating on a daily basis. Imagine you've not paid tax for 5 years. That's a lot.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Have you been paying your tax before now?
Well, I've been paying my tax. Have I been paying my tax? I think yes, I've been paying. No, I know I've been paying my tax. I just want to see what my tax is doing for me. That is what I can see. So it's been an educative conversation we've had here, in-depth analysis of the tax policies, and our guest, Mr. Adeleye DG, has done a good work. I think I will invite him over again.
For lunch. But not a hotel. No, not a hotel. I don't want to suffer.
But you used to go to Mama Put where you will not pay tax.
Yes, let's go to Mama Put.
So I think we should go there. For you to be going there.
Pay value-added tax.
We pay VAT.
Not I pay personal income tax.
All right, so it's been a good time, and I'm sure that today's show has been impactful. It's been really, really educative, and this is a call out to all of us. We are all Nigerians. We all need to do right by going out there. If you're a content creator there, do not say nobody's coming for me. You've heard that it could get accumulated and you will have to pay through your nose. So go and get your tax ID if you do not have tax ID, and make sure you pay your tax. Thank you very much, Mr. DG Adeleye. It's good having you.
Yeah, same here.
And to the beautiful, quintessential beauty or nothing. So Annie, it's been a nice time out here.
Yeah, it's been an amazing time out here. Like, I feel so refreshed. Now I'm not starting thinking about to pay tax. So I'll contact you after the show. I want to be a good citizen.
Right. And we hope, I'm calling on the president. Dear President General of Nigeria, you deserve all the awards. Please, we want to see the evidence of we paying tax.
Yeah.
We want to see lights because the heat is a lot.
See, the other day,
The
I
heat
went
is a
to
lot.
bed and I was sweating.
The heat is a lot, sir. I wouldn't want to say further things, but you know, sir, you said after 4 years, if there's no lights, you know, you can complete the sentence, sir. But it was a nice time. My name is Zimeolua. Do have a good sir.
Please do also follow us on all of our social platforms. You know, that's what keeps us going.
Yeah,
See you on
yeah,
our
yeah,
next episode.
Bye.